China has helped Iran in their defense against Israel and the United States of America. Over the past few days, we've broken down individual systems linked to China's growing support for Iran. In this video, we're bringing everything together. Since the 12-day war, reports and development point to a broader expansion in the type of capabilities China is helping Iran strengthen, ranging from surface-to-air missile systems, long-range surveillance systems, long-range surveillance radars, to anti-stealth detection, anti-ballistic missile defense, and cyber and electronic warfare support. Rather than focusing on a single weapon, this video is about the overall capability shift. Many of these additions or enhancements are believed to have accelerated after the 12-day war, and they've added new layers to Iran's existing defenses. In practical terms, this includes improvements in detection, interception, coordination, and network support systems. So in this video, we'll break down the full spectrum of capabilities that China is helping Iran develop and how they fit alongside what Iran already operates with today. Before we continue, a quick introduction for new viewers. My name is Suleiman Ahmed. I'm a journalist on X. We have over 750,000 followers and run the largest live spaces on X. We have huge numbers, millions of viewers, and now I'm expanding to YouTube to bring you the daily news, interview experts, break down topics with explainer videos, and analyze major world events so that you can stay informed. Now, several units have been transferred in early 2026 with 70 kilometers detection range using UHF, VHF bands to track stealth aircrafts. And the ranges of these are 270 to 300 kilometers. These HQ-9 systems, which we spoke about yesterday, provides targeted data to SAM systems like the HQ-9 or S-300. Now, the first major delivery confirmed post-war have enhanced Iran's early warnings against US and Israeli strikes. Another system that China has provided Iran with is the YLC-AB. The YLC-AB is a long-range surveillance radar development system which has been made by China. The main purpose of the system is quite simple. It detects an aircraft that are designed to avoid detection, especially stealth platforms. Unlike missile systems, this radar doesn't shoot anything and everything down. Instead, its job is to find the targets that other systems might struggle to see. So it looks, observes, and finds the targets. What makes the YLC-AB different is that it operates on the VHF frequency band. Stealth aircrafts are generally optimized to evade high-frequency radar, but low-frequency waves, this means the aircraft is designed to be difficult to be detected. And so this is where the YLC-AB comes in. In practice, the YLC-AB functions as an early warning system within broader air defense networks. It can detect and track potential stealth threats at long distances and then pass that information to more precise tracking radar and missile systems. What makes systems like this important is their role in detecting low observable platforms, including aircraft designed for stealth operations. For example, the B-2 bombers will be detected by this system, despite the claims that the B-2 bomber was stealth and you couldn't locate it. Regardless of how past strikes are interpreted, the reality of Iran is clear. Improving early detection is an extremely important priority. Stealth aircrafts and low-signature naval assets reduce warning times, and long-range surveillance radars are intended to keep the gap close by identifying potential threats earlier. In that context, the YLC-AB adds an additional layer of awareness. It improves the ability to spot low observable targets at extended distances and cue other defense systems. We previously discussed the HQ-9B, which we'll reference only briefly in this video because we covered it in great detail in the past video, so do check that out. Now, together, systems like long-range surveillance radars and interceptor missiles illustrate how layer detection actually works. These engagement capabilities are meant to work in combination rather than in isolation. The HQ-9B is China's long-range surface-to-air missile system, designed to defend key areas such as military bases, cities, and strategic infrastructure from aerial threats. It is an upgraded version of the original HQ-9 and represents one of China's most advanced ground-based air defense capabilities. The system is built to engage a wide range of targets, including fighter aircrafts, bombers, drones, and cruise missiles. And it also has a limited capability against certain ballistic missile threats. It has a reported engagement rate of roughly 200 to 250 kilometers against aircrafts. Essentially, it provides a broad defensive umbrella over protected areas. As we explained in the previous video, what distinguishes the HQ-9B from earlier versions is the improved resistance to electronic warfare. It has more accurate tracking and faster reaction time. It relies on modern phased array radar systems that can detect and track multiple targets simultaneously while guiding missiles during flight. In a layered air defense network, the HQ-9 serves as the primary shooter. And so it works alongside early warning sensors and surveillance radars, receiving targeting data and engaging threats at long range before they can reach the critical assets. Now, another thing that the Chinese have given the Iranians is the JY-27A. That is a long-range surveillance radar designed specifically to detect low observable or stealth aircrafts. Like other modern anti-stealth systems, it operates in the VHF frequency band. So it uses longer radar wavelengths that are less affected by the shaping techniques stealth aircraft rely on to avoid detection. Its primary role is early detection. The JY-27A is capable of detecting and tracking aerial targets at long distances and feeding that information into an integrated air defense network. It does not guide missiles directly, but instead helps cue high-frequency ranking radars, as well as surface-to-air missile systems by identifying potential stealth threats early in their approach. The system is mobile and built for survivability, which allows it to be repositioned and integrate into layer air defense structures. In this role, it enhances situational awareness and reduces the detection advantage typically associated with stealth aircraft. Compared to the YLC-AB, which also operates in the VHF band, the JY-27A is generally considered more focused on mobile deployment and wide-ranging early warning, while the YLC-AB is viewed as offering more refined tracking performance within a broader sensor network. We also have the HQ-16, which is possibly being given to Iran as well. And the HQ-16 is a Chinese medium-range surface-to-air missile system designed to protect military units, also to protect critical infrastructure from aerial threats such as aircrafts, drones, and cruise missiles. It sits between short-range point defenses and long-range systems, forming an important layer in China's broader air defense network, which is now going to be used by the Iranians. With an engagement range generally reported in the tens of kilometers, the HQ-16 is built to intercept threats and penetrate outer defense layers. It uses radar guidance to track and engage targets and is designed to respond quickly to fast-moving or low-flying threats that might evade longer-range systems. Basically, in practice, the HQ-16 works as a mid-tier interceptor. It protects against incoming threats that slip past long-range defenses and helps create a layered shield around defended areas. Compared to the HQ-9B, which provides long-range air defense, the HQ-16 focuses on closer range protection and serves as an inner defense layer that rather than a wide area interceptor. Then we have the HQ-22 is another deployment to Iran. The HQ-22, also known in its export form as an FK-3, is a long-range surface-to-air missile system designed to defend against aircrafts, drones, and cruise missiles. It fills the space between medium-range systems and Iran's top-tier long-range defenses, providing extended coverage without the complexity of more advanced platforms. With a reported engagement range of 150 kilometers against aircrafts, the HQ-22 offers wide area protection and is built to engage multiple targets simultaneously. It uses radar guidance to track incoming threats and direct missiles during flight. So it forms a key outer layer in a layered air defense structure. But in operational terms, the HQ-22 serves as a bridge between systems like the HQ-16 and more advanced platforms. which helps to intercept threats at a longer distance before they reach critical areas. Then we have the HQ-19, which is China's anti-ballistic missile system designed to intercept incoming ballistic missile threats rather than aircraft or drones. And this is something else that has been reported to have been given to the Iranians. Its primary role is strategic defense, protecting key military assets and infrastructure from high-speed missile attacks. Unlike traditional surface-to-air missile systems that engage targets within the atmosphere, the HQ-19 is intended to intercept ballistic missiles during the mid-course phase of flight, potentially outside the atmosphere. This makes it part of Iran's emerging missile defense architecture rather than its conventional air defense network, and becomes an important component in this war between Iran and the United States of America and Israel. The system relies on advanced tracking and guiding technologies to engage fast-moving targets traveling at extremely high speed. So basically, in practice, the HQ-19 functions as a defensive shield against ballistic missile threat, as it forms a critical layer in protecting against longer-range strike systems. Another thing that China has provided Iran with is cyber and electronic warfare support. For example, China's Ministry of State Security provided Iran with encrypted software tools, surveillance tools, and EW system to replace US-Israeli vulnerable stacks. This includes cyber electromagnetic tools to jam F-35 communications and disrupt Mossad CIA infiltration. These were allegedly delivered in 2026. Electronic warfare focuses on electronic magnetic spectrum. It includes jamming radar systems, interfering with communications, and disrupting the guidance of incoming weapons by blinding sensors or breaking links between systems. The EW can make advanced defenses less effective or reduce the accuracy of attacks. Cyber support operates in the digital domain. It can target command networks, data systems, or even communication infrastructure. And the aim is to slow decision-making or create uncertainty during operations. Another thing that's been provided is the Bedou satellite navigation. Bedou satellite navigation integration refers to the use of the Chinese Bedou positioning system to support military operation. Basically, similar to how GPS is used by Western forces, Bedou provides positioning, navigation, and timing data that can enhance coordination and targeting. In practical terms, integrating the Bedou allows military systems to operate with greater precision and synchronization. It can support navigation for aircraft and drones and improve the accuracy of guided weapons. It also helps link sensor and command systems across large distances. We spoke yesterday about the drone and UCAV support, and the Chinese have transferred GJ-11 stealth UCAVs, armed drones for reconnaissance strikes, which includes AI targeting and swarm tech. And drone UCAV support refers to the use of unmanned systems for surveillance, targeting, and strike missions. And if you want more information on that, do check my previous video where we went through this. We also covered this yesterday in terms of the sodium perchlorate that was given, which allows the Iranians to build weapons even during the middle of a war, during the middle of a confrontation, or even if there's a blockade. And do check that video out. In addition to that, the Chinese have done joint exercises and provided economic aid for the Iranians. The joint exercises, for example, between China, Iran, and Russia, particularly in and around the Strait of Hormuz, which happened just a few days ago, are aimed at improving coordination, signaling strategic alignment. These drills, held under formats such as the Maritime Security Belt exercise, focus on protecting trade routes, conducting search and rescue operations, and improving interoperability between participating navies. While often framed around maritime security, they also demonstrate an ability to operate together in one of the world's most strategically important waterways. Alongside the military cooperation, China's long-term economic engagement with Iran provides a form of indirect strategic support. For example, under the 25-year cooperation framework, China has discussed investing up to roughly $300 to $400 billion in sectors such as energy, transportation, and infrastructure in exchange for stable access to Iranian oil and gas supplies. This economic relationship under sanctions helps underpin Iran's ability to sustain development and modernization by linking infrastructure growth with energy exports. The systems we've discussed so far represent the capabilities that are publicly known or widely reported. However, they likely do not tell the entire story. In many cases, defense corporations and procurement occur gradually and without public confirmation or notification. Some capabilities may still be under discussion, while others may already be in place but not openly acknowledged. As a result, what we see today reflects the visible layer of a broader process, one that can evolve over time as additional systems are introduced or integrated. Now, there are other systems that China has possibly provided Iran, which we're not aware of. And some of these, I'll just give some short examples of. One of them is the DN3, which is believed to be China's most advanced missile defense and counter space program. Another example is the SC-19, which is the Chinese interceptor associated with missile defense and counter space capabilities. Another example is the HQ-19, which is the anti-ballistic missile interceptor. And then we have the FN-6, which is the shoulder-fired surface-to-air missile system designed to engage low-flight aerial threats. And then the QW-18, which is also a shoulder-fired air defense system. These haven't been reported to have been given to Iran, but there were some communication that these possibly have also been passed on to Iran. So I thought it's worth acknowledging. China is unlikely to participate in a conventional war in the near term. Instead, its emphasis remains on a long-term modernization and preparation, ensuring its systems and technologies continue to evolve alongside or in competition with those other major powers such as the United States of America. Therefore, I don't expect them to directly help Iran. They're playing the long-term game. And so therefore, in that sense, support and development efforts are part of a broader strategy from the Chinese perspective. Build readiness while avoiding direct confrontation with the United States of America and preserving flexibility for the future. And so that's why Iran is being very careful in what they do. What do you think about Iran's military capabilities? Can they stand up to the United States of America and Israel? If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, and do think about becoming a paid member of the channel as it helps us do what we are doing. And write a comment about this specific video. I do read the comments and I will try and respond to the earliest comments on this video. We'll continue breaking down the military realities on these YouTube videos, so stay informed. And we also do videos where we give live updates about the war with Iran. Therefore, please do make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.